to compare, like, say.
And we're back on the on YouTube now, so.
So yeah, I remember online, on the discussion about Grand Theft Auto's for realism, it's like when people made the comparison, there was like an online debate on, oh, which one should I go for, Grand Theft Auto 4 or Saints Row the Third, and people were like Saints Row the Third because you can actually do what Grand Theft Auto used to do,
and more.
Yeah, it's like you take what Grand Theft Auto had, and then you multiply it times 10, or 100, or whatever the heck with a dildo on it. But let's not go that far. Let's not go that far. I did not say that. I did not say that.
But yeah, Saints Row is apparently what some fans are considering the new Grand Theft Auto of the last generation, because it's like the San Andreas of this generation. Actually, is what a lot of people consider it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you played Saints Row?
I've never even heard of it right now.
I played a bit of Saints Row 1. I didn't like it because it reminded me of like a low end, Grand Theft Auto, so I wasn't as interested. Yeah. And then the second came out. The second one, I've heard tons of people are like, "Oh, you got to play this," and then I ended up playing it, and then I fell in love with the series ever since.
The second one?
Second one. Second one's amazing.
Have you tried third?
Yeah, I've played the third one. He beat the third one. I didn't. This is Jeremy. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we were just talking about Saints Row apparently, and now we're gonna talk about.
You know a lot about Saints Row.
Yes, I do. I know that. I don't know what to say about it though.
It's over the top. That's all I can say about it.
Amazingly so. Well, I think it kind of picked up the slack from where Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, we were talking about Grand Theft Auto's. Departure from glory with 4.
Yeah, they used to be like really funny and little funny things all around the world, but then 4 came out and got way too serious, and then Saints Row came in and it was all like, we can be even more over the top than 3 and San Andreas. And one of the main differences is that it always had an open map. You never unlocked anywhere. You can go wherever you want, start wherever you want. That was always a nice piece of freedom. And
also, we was talking about story and games for a minute. We were just talking about and sharing opinions about how gamers feel about stories and games. Like if the stories belong in games, or which is more important, gameplay or story?
What's more important, the story or the gameplay?
Both.
More important, the story or gameplay? Well, it really depends on the game, because
obviously you don't want an in-depth gripping story in your Tetris.
Yes. Well, Deadly Premonition had a very interesting story, but have
any of you played Deadly Premonition?
No.
I have not played it.
Obviously, I know some of you are PS3 owners, and that's why there is a director's cut coming out of Deadly Premonition. It's going to come out to the PS3. Deadly Premonition I guess it's an open world adventure mystery game. It's based off essentially. You guys probably don't know. There's a really old TV show called Twin Peaks. Mm-hmm. Essentially, just think of it as like the world's oddest episode of Twilight Zone. In the story, you play this FBI detective named is he Francis York Morgan,
yeah.
who has a split personality in his head who he talks to is called Zach.
Yeah.
Wow.
And whenever he refers to Zach, he's referring to you, the character, or you, the player. Like he'll talk, and like he's actually talking to you. So it's entertaining. Essentially, there are murders going on in this small town by something called the Raincoat Killer, and you have to solve and figure it out.
That plot sounds similar by the way you're describing it to this recent game I well, it's not recent. It came out a couple years ago. Heavy Rain, a little bit, because you remember that, right? But it's for PS3 though. But
yeah, let's not bring up Heavy Rain. That's a terrible topic for us because we hated that game. That game is appalling.
Oh God.
Well, it's for story gamers.
Was more like a reaction command game, wasn't it? Right?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I liked their first game.
It was Indigo Prophecy or Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit in the UK. Indigo Prophecy is amazing. It has a terrible ending. That was the worst part. Like literally at the end, it's like they forgot what to write and they just fell apart. But getting to the end of the game is just awesome. It is just so fun to have these weird map controls. It was different. And then they translated that over to Heavy Rain, but they got an even weaker script because I don't know about you. Has anyone played Heavy Rain?
I haven't played it, but I've seen reviews on it.
There's nothing more emotionally devastating to your brain when you lose your child, who you hate because he literally has the worst voice in the world, is "Daddy, can I have a balloon?" is what they're. By the way, they're all speaking in a British accent, and it's set in America.
Yeah.
So your brain's already.
But it
telling
actually
you,
fools some gamers into thinking they're American actually instead of British.
No. Daddy, can I have a balloon? Is not anything that any child says here. Okay, he gets lost. You have to find him, and the only way to find him is to spam the circle button, which has your character screaming, "Jason! Jason! Jason!
That's
Jason!"
That's a feature in the game that they.
Yeah, and it's so annoying. And then you finally find the kid. Then you finally find the kid. Who should totally notice a giant car coming at him on the road and said no, he's got to chase the balloon that he wanted. Then you run to catch the kid. You end up taking the full force of the car. It cuts to like 3 months later and the kid's dead and you're fine. Sorry, lost interest.
Yeah.
But you guys play Skyrim, have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, but so yeah, they got some more DLC coming for Skyrim. Like
the game already is forever.
Yeah, it's there are people still playing it over like 80+ hours or 100+ hours, but Skyrim just recently racked up Game of the Year award at the GDC Awards conference.
Oblivion won like every Game of the Year award possible last year, like 3 or 4 years back. So I mean, of course,
Skyrim got Game of the Year, but it didn't get RPG of the year. Dark Souls got RPG of the year.
I can see that.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird when you have a game that gets total Game of the Year, but not its specific category.
Well, I mean, it's not like we could give Dark Souls Game of the Year. Not everyone plays it, but Dark Souls.
Everyone should play
it, but not everyone's.
Oh yeah, she said she played Demon Souls, I believe, and it was too hard for her, right, Alicia? And so you had to take it back because it was just.
It's like I said. See, it's not a game for everyone. Not everyone has the patience to play that game. Because, agree with me, that is a very frustrating game.
Yep.
The whole reason why you play that game is because you end up stuck in an area where all these enemies are ridiculously hard. So you just spend your entire time dying, getting through the waves, until you finally get to the end and you're like, I did it! I completed this horrible obstacle. Time to climb the next mountain.
Also, MechWarrior Online, actually, they've showed gameplay features of this game too as well. Like, have any of you guys ever played the MechWarrior game?
I love the MechWarrior franchise. I am so not excited for this game because this was supposed to be on the Xbox. This was supposed to be an action game with a huge grouping story that spans the whole background of the series.
There's just some footage of gameplay of it that
and now it's just degraded into a fighting MMO. So no, thank you.
But I actually haven't played a mech game before except for like on the Sega Genesis.
Did you play Mech Assault?
It was
Mech Assault on the original Xbox?
I've seen videos of people playing it, but I haven't played it myself.
Yeah, no, the series originally was was PC exclusive.
Work on time. So
yeah.
And then they moved it over to consoles. They made the Mech Assault series, which was more of an action arcadey game. You never played inside the cockpit. You had a third dimensional view, or I guess third person view. Thank you. This is why I have him here. He's my correction.
Hey, have any of you guys? You think you could beat Mass Effect 3 in 3 days?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Get out!
You did too, huh?
Get
He's not going
out!
to spoil it. He hasn't spoiled it for me.
Our friend
so
just
relax.
beat it in 3 days. Zach Redwood said he beat it in 3 days. And
Okay.
You can
that's
both
3
jump
days,
off a
like
cliff.
72 hours or 3 days, like it took him 3 individual days. Because in individual hours, I beat it in 42.
Oh.
I could see that. It was probably
He also
3
said he
days.
beat Skyrim in how long again?
I can't remember, but he said that he's gotten bored with Skyrim because he's just done everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that can happen. The fastest speed run of Skyrim.
Also, I'm just gonna show this Mech
12
Warrior
minutes.
gameplay. talk about Journey again? Like,
I noticed this review for Journey. It's given it a good score, 9, and it mentions about how like you have like a good setting with the desert.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me of the topic we mentioned earlier about how you got like story versus gameplay. And that also reminded me of one game that seems to blend those elements very well, and that's the PlayStation 2 Shadow of the Colossus.
yeah.
That game.
That was a game that didn't really have a huge plot. It was very small, but I think that's what it was. It was a journey. But then as you did the journey, there was these little clips to the story that you were slowly getting. Every single time you beat a Colossus, that black smoke hit you every single time, and you're wondering what that was all about and stuff. And then once you get to the end, there's the knights who come and to stop you and stuff and all that. Yeah, no, that was a great game.
Yeah.
But yeah, they also a lot of people are still anticipating their latest game in that series. Well, or the latest
man.
follow up to it, The Last Guardian.
Don't even bring that game up, man.
The
I don't even
Last
think that game's
Guardian.
coming out. That game was supposed to launch a year after the PS3 was
But
supposed
yeah,
to come out.
that's what I think they enjoy doing that, torturing people by delaying their game.
Well,
That's because they're a bunch of trolls.
no. Here's the issue. There's a lot of bad things happening in Sony internally. David Jaffe, the guy who created Twisted Metal and God of War, he's gone. He left.
yeah, we talked about that earlier. Actually,
He straight up left. He's not telling anyone, but some bad stuff went down with Sony. Sony has been screwing themselves internally, and I don't know what they're doing. Because even the guy who created Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian, he left Sony now. Those are two of Sony's biggest players, and they're gone now because of whatever happened. The creator of Shadow of the Colossus has given us a bit more of an insight. He just says that they're not letting him do anything creative, anything creative that he was thinking of. They're just shutting him down. They're like, no, you got to do it like this. You got to do it like that. So he ended up leaving. The team that worked on, I think, Twisted Metal is helping The Last Guardian finish the game so they can at least pump it out before the PS4 comes out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no.
PS4 also they announced that in development as well. But
Oh God, I do not have $500 on
Well,
it for a new system.
Oh,
I don't-
Oh God.
I don't think they're going to be releasing it at least for the next
for a couple more years at least.
I'm going to say 2 years.
Wow.
Year and a half at the
PS3
earliest.
isn't that old. It's not even 10 years
Are-
old.
It's only
Okay,
It was
You
it's
then
like
you don't obviously
6
know how
years.
games work. This is actually the longest gaming cycle we've ever had.
Yeah.
Game
Actually,
systems
usually
lasts
lasts 5
about
years.
5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Between the 64 and GameCube
And the Xbox
was about 6 years.
The Xbox was about 6 years because 2001 to 2006, and now it's
Yep.
been the 360 from 2005, and now
This is
it's
actually
still,
the longest gaming generation we've had.
so yeah, this is a history.
And yeah, no, the biggest thing is with the new systems.
Yeah, we got about
is,
3 minutes in here, so I just want to let you guys
No,
know.
the biggest thing about the new systems is they're gonna want to release it at a price point that people are gonna want to pay. Obviously, people are gonna be more content with keeping their old systems if the new system is racking up close to $1,000.
Yeah,
know?
I'm not
When
paying
you're
that
paying
much.
$600-700 for a new system, you're like, well, I still kind of enjoy my other one.
Yeah.
It still plays Blu-rays and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
What does this one do? Does it make my coffee? You know,
Yeah.
I don't mind that. Okay, $700 makes me coffee in the morning. Okay, you know, I mean, if they're going to release a new system, they obviously whatever price point they're going to have, it's got to be worth it to us to want to invest in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having new things compared to what the previous one had, it's not gonna be worth it.
And you know, we also don't know what the graphic capability is yet. Obviously,
Well, if they're releasing a new console, then it's obviously gonna have more polygons than what was on this.
yeah,
on the
I
new
know,
one.
but I mean,
New polygons, bigger games, longer games, which is a great thing. The reason we have consoles and they play these games that look, well, great now, but crappy back in the day is because that's all they had to work with. I can guarantee 500 years in the future, they're going to be making games and still complaining about the limitations that they can put on them. You're going to be able to process billions of terabytes in nanoseconds and complaining about it. Because games always get bigger and better, but movies, they can process so many polygons that it looks realistic. I mean, not these days. They don't look that realistic because people just get lazy.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to close you down for a minute because we're running out of time. So